I know you're a political analyst as well, and I'm sure, like all residents of Kyiv, you are keenly looking for whatever information you can get. How likely do you think it is that the Russians will mount a major aggressive attack on your city?
I think they will. I mean, there is a high risk of that because, first of all, they already encircled Kyiv from three directions, from northwest, north, and northeast. Now, there was a huge column, military column, spotted not several hours ago to the northwest of Kyiv. It came from the Belarus border, and also these rocket attacks and heavy artillery that we are now hearing on the outskirts of Kyiv also gives us this perception, and that there is a risk that they would still do one more major assault this time to try to penetrate the city and breach our defenses, because this is very important to them, as I understand, to capture the capital so that to cement this kind of victory which Putin desires very much.
You know, one of the fascinating things about this story is that here our internet connection is so clear, you are so calm, and yet you're talking about these Russian forces just outside your city. How anxious are you tonight?
You're always afraid when you don't control what you see around yourself, so where you're not in control. And of course there is high morale among Ukrainians, and the one thing that this war, and I'm proud of that, brought to Kyiv residents in particular is that it really consolidated the population and really made people super self-organized, and that's what really keeps the morale high, although people are really afraid and anxious and frustrated sometimes about what is happening.
But that huge convoy, even watching it on the news from here, seeing those satellite pictures, it seems so ominous. How does that feel for you?
Well, I mean, we partly got used to living in such atmosphere because, it's like the sixth day, and not for a day there weren't any strikes or explosions or shootings, here in the city, and in my neighborhood included, because we are not that far from the northwestern outskirts, where the first battles for Kyiv occurred on the first day of the invasion, and where Russian forces initially tried to penetrate the city and come to the city, and come to the city center, but they failed to do so. So I mean, everyone is waiting. I would describe this as a feeling of waiting. I don't know if it's correct, but this is how we really feel. We're trying to understand what will happen. Will it happen at night or in the morning? Will Kyiv be closed, for example, by the time the assault happens? What form will this assault take? But I have faith in our armed forces, because I see that they are capable of defending the capital, and so far they were repelling all the attacks that Russian forces were trying to organize during the last days.
Iliya Kusa, thank you very much for speaking with us, and we of course hope you stay safe.
Thank you very much for having me.